The off the field stuff, like you started to see it if you've watched or started watching Starting Five. I'm like, bro, like
the behind the scenes stuff that actually happens.
Like, this is the real interesting shit. And I know, like, stuff like that, for instance, I always put my sister on those kind of documentaries because she likes the behind the scenes stuff, innit?
That's how people fall in love with stuff that they don't understand. It's like Drive to Survive did that for a lot. That Formula One, they said, oh yeah, there's a lot of new viewership, but I said it was only because of the Drive to Survive series that you had so much viewership, because you saw what was going on behind the scenes. Then you realized, oh wow, okay, cool, this is what's going on. Now I can find who I like, who I want to support. I know who's in the team. So you're looking for that person every time it's on TV. And then you're really actually enjoying it. It's similar with the Tour de France one that I talked about. I said, I'll never sit down and watch Tour de France, but I'll sit down and watch the behind the scenes of what goes on in the Tour de France. Which now when I'm watching, I'm like, okay, cool. I understand why they're all riding in that peloton, why there's a certain man going ahead, who can actually win the race. Because you know sometimes when they're talking, it just sounds like gibberish. And it's for the people, the casual NFL fan that would, or not casual NFL fan, the people that don't watch NFL, if they watch Hard Knocks, they might understand more what goes on. If they watched receiver or a quarterback, they'd understand, okay, cool, you now know what goes on in the huddle, in these plays, what they're talking about, how difficult these schemes are, what they have to see and look for. So those sort of things are like the behind the scenes gets people that wouldn't be involved in things very much involved in things, and I think it helps a lot. No, definitely. I'd say in terms of like those particular series, I'd say Hard Knocks will be a bit more advanced for a newbie. Do you know what I mean? So say he's quarterback and receiver, those are the more beginner ones for them, because you see more of the players' personal lives and stuff like that, their family aspects, and kind of seen that with Starting Five. Have you watched Starting Five yet? Not yet. I've seen a few clips, but I haven't started it. Oh, okay. What was the one that I'm 4 episodes in? There's 10 altogether though. The NFL one that they did it on you remember when Man City had the documentary as well? Yeah. What was it called? What, the Man City one? Nah, when Arsenal had it as well. Is it All or Nothing? Everyone's All or Nothing, yeah. So All or Nothing, but I started watching All or Nothing when they first started it. And when they started it was NFL only. And then they started doing NFL, and then they did the rugby ones. When they moved to football, I didn't really care so much until Man City's one. I watched Man City's one and I watched Leeds' one. I think the only one I've watched properly out of the football ones is Arsenal's one. I didn't watch Arsenal's one. I didn't care to. You generally won't with your own team. When there's Man United stuff that come, like my group chat, they'll be like, oh, have you lot seen this? Or when ex-United players go on podcast, I'm like, no offense, don't really care what the fuck say that. Like, true. Not even in a rude way, but the football one, I don't really watch the football ones as much because I don't feel I'll learn anything more. But the only reason why I was really keen on Arsenal's ones because Arteta's come in as a rookie manager to a big club. That doesn't happen a lot. So I was very intrigued to see his way of working, his dynamic, and obviously what he learned from Pep. Yeah. So that's what made me watch that one more. Right. And obviously you got to hate watch on the Arsenal every now and then. You know what I mean? On the ops. So that's true. But the All or Nothing series would give another great insight into what goes on, because the Dallas Cowboys All or Nothing. That one is when it was Dak's first season, I think. Dak's rookie season. And obviously that was a transitioning of the quarterbacks, because obviously the quarterback got injured. Dak taking over Romo, innit? Yeah, Dak took over. They went 13-2. 13-3. 13-3 that year. Won their division. Yep. Because that was Elliott's first year as well, wasn't it? Yeah, so that was a real good one. They had built a new facility at the time, so there was, you get what I mean? So there was loads of insight into that, and that kind of was the one where it's like, okay, cool. This is mad interesting. And I was into NFL anyway, but I said, this is mad interesting because they did it on the college, but they did it on the college ones before that. Oh, okay, fair enough. So they did it on like the Michigan Wolverines before that sort of stuff. And I've always been into sport documentaries, so those sort of things that I think always... Those kind of documentaries are so good for like people that don't really have interest within the sport. Obviously, I'll always enjoy them, and same for you, but like, it's because it's not so play action on the field related as much. You only get that in snippets. You actually like... I can sometimes watch it from a non-sporting aspect and be like, and I know who to say to, like, say my sisters or like female friends. I'll be like, you lot will actually enjoy this, or even the mandem that don't watch those sports. Like the ones that just play football, for instance. I'll be like, yo, watch this NBA documentary, watch this NFL documentary, see it. And people by no choice of their own, because of COVID, they got a snippet with Michael Jordan's
everyone watched The Last Dance in COVID. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that also kind of helped with the way these sports docu-series are going right now.
My only issue with them is, though, that everyone doesn't need one.